Hi guys. I'm actually at the house in town, not on the farm. We have a house in town. And Tony's here at the moment. She's making some flowers and stuff. We've been having a bit of a clean up around here recently because we don't spend much time here. But while we're sitting here, it started to rain. Now it hasn't rained in about three and a half weeks. And so surprisingly, the water in the dam actually been gone down about a metre. And we've been pumping water from the solar pump that we have, the 50-metre Badan with the 1100-watt motor, to fill some of the rice paddies, the up, how to say, sort of the furthest ones from us, which are actually on slightly higher ground, because the water sort of cascades from one to another and downhill to where the dams and the house are. But that one's been a bit shallow, so we've been pumping water into that. But now we've got some rain come, and a few minutes ago it was really pouring down. You can see we're getting flashes of lightning. It's a bit quiet down the street. It's a bit wet to go anywhere. Telling these motorcycles out there getting a bath. The Vigo had a bath. Toyota Hilux Vigo had a bath this morning. Well, now it's getting another one. But plenty of water running down the road, and plenty of water coming off the roof of this house. Let's zoom in a bit here on that one. Little water stream coming off of the quite a big roof. And that's pouring down into a bucket there. It's not staying long in the bucket, is it? So, yeah. So I'm here hiding in the dark. You can see me now. Next door, Taiwanese niece has a shop next door. Seeing niece makes her sound quite young, but she's about 45. And they live in the house behind it. They have a shop here. That's all closed down when the rain started because it was pouring over the sun. They normally have a few people in the evening there, some guys who come and sit around the tables here and have a few drinks, but they scuttled off home when the rain started to come, and she shut down the shop. So that's where we're at today. But been busy and not busy. Been doing quite a bit around here. We had some tiling work done inside, and we had a heap of sand here they were using to make the actual cement. And it's spilling out over the road, so it'd been there a while. So I came and I cleaned all that up and deposited it elsewhere. It's all over the verge here. And the wall out here, which needs repainting, had a lot of black staining on it, and moss and stuff and mildew that grows. I did the wall inside. It's a bit dark to see, I'm sorry. But you can actually sort of see over here where I cleaned on the right and where I haven't cleaned on the left. So I've still got to continue down the side of the house, and I'll do that. And then we'll probably slap a coat of paint on that and we'll bring it back up to scratch. So, yeah, it's warm. It's warm in the house now, but it's cooled down outside. So that's all well and good. But we're still here. We're still providing. Yeah, there's still turmoil down on the southern border from us, between Cambodia and Thailand. It goes from an easy truce to skirmishes and outbreaks. A lot of political bantering going on. A lot of stuff turning up on social media, which is quite obviously, what would you say, politically constructed to try and construe that one party is good and one party is bad, depending on who's putting it up. Predominantly, Thailand seems to be trying to stay out of the word fight, and they are doing mediating work through Chinese envoys and I think the Indonesian or Malaysian premiers. They're sort of not actually as go-betweens, but witnesses to the talks between the two countries, trying to, rather than be seen to be good, bad, or otherwise from some of the posting and stuff that is appearing, a lot of false news, quite a bit of true news as well. But with those third-party countries watching on the mediation that's going on, they're also having their views and their perspectives. So there's a lot of true stuff getting out there. Not easy truth, and not very nice, but that's 250 kilometers south from us, so we're not seeing any of that. Last Wednesday, so that was 4 or 5 days ago, I drove down south city of Bonrekatani, which is 125 kilometers south of us, to take a friend, another Western guy, who had family here. He was going back to Sweden, and so we took him down to the Ubon airport, and that area is pretty well. It seems all under control. There doesn't seem to be any, how would you say, sort of untoward or blatant security going on, but I think everybody's on a higher than normal alert because they're they're closer to the border area. But that seems all well and good. There have been a few sort of things which we've cropped up, like Tony came home one day and said, "Listen, you've got a drone." I said, "Yes, I have." He says, "Don't fly it." And I said, "Oh, okay, fair enough, but why?" The Army, Air Force, traffic control and police and security agencies have put out posts to ban the flying of drones at this point in time. And I did see this morning on one of the, was it? I think it was Council News, on their Facebook page, where a 44-year-old Singaporean man in Bangkok had a drone and he was using it to fly himself on exercise, doing something like that. I'm not sure what the actual enterprise he was using for at the time, but he got arrested, and we'll see what he's going to be charged with. But there is a blanket drone on that. The concern erupted, and the official line on it is that they are concerned because they are quite aware that Cambodia has drones, and they're aware that they have made attempts to fly them over various logistic areas that are logistically, how to say, sensitive, but also across civilian areas and transport routes and things. And so they put a ban on all internal domestic drone flights for people in Thailand, whether you're a foreigner or otherwise. And all of everybody's being sort of told, if you see a drone flying or you see somebody with a controller for a drone that appears to be flying, whether you see it or not, immediately contact your closest establishment, whether it be Army, Air Force, or security agency, or police, or whatever, and give them the information. And apparently that's how this Singaporean guy got picked up, to keep those out of the air. And they're also being enabled with the ability and technology to bring down any drones that they see. How they do that, whether it's jamming or whether they have some other method of doing it, I am aware, I've heard of that is a thing and it can be done. So, but yet, so that's one sort of thing that's sort of happening such as Thailand wide. They haven't put any boundaries on it. So they've just sort of made that a blanket thing. But at the moment, we're not affected by it any other way than that. I can't use my drone if I want to do the aerial shots of stuff. So that's not a problem. I do have some stuff on file of stuff if I need to show you or describe things to you that I can use, which is stock footage. So it's not shot during a period when we were restricted from doing so. So anyway, all good apart from that. And catch up with you again later. And by all means, put some comments in. Subscribe if you haven't already. I've got somewhere just over 900 subscribers at the moment, and I'm really shooting for the magic 1,000 because that enables a few extra tools and utilities on YouTube for me to be able to use to better bring stuff to you. So if you're contemplating subscribing, please do. And comments, I try and answer all that I see, and I do get the notifications, and I'd love to hear from you. Ask me some questions. Maybe it'll be something that I can use and create a video on that topic, and which may help a wider audience. So, audience, tongue twister. Okay, so we'll catch up with you later, guys. See you.